Distinguished attendees, Your Excellencies, President Pittenger, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation and for the opportunity to speak on this forum. Today's world is a global community more than ever before. We are connected in various ways. We live in the age of the fourth industrial revolution, in the age of the internet. The information is the greatest value today, and that information travels from one end of the world to the other within a few seconds. This has great advantages, but it also brings with certain challenges. The current coronavirus pandemic teaches us that there are no longer isolated communities which can be exempted from the global flows. Here, we have the opportunity to meet people from all over the world with the common intention of enhancing cooperation in various intelligence and security aspects, with a focus on parliamentary cooperation. It's a very strong message that the differences unite us and in no way separate us. I congratulate to the organizer of this forum for that. This is especially true for the national parliaments. As we know, from the Magna Carta in Great Britain to the American and French Revolution, the parliaments represent the highest level of sovereignty on the state and the direct representation of the will of the people. Without strong parliaments, there are not strong democracies. And without strong democracies, there is no successful solution to the challenges and the problems of the 21st century. Some of these challenges are the topics of some panels of this forum. These are all challenges that can be overcome, provided that parliaments play an active role in quality legislative regulation. However, the national parliaments alone are not enough. Some of these challenges require the interparliamentary cooperation. For example, the regulation of the cryptocurrencies and threats to internet security are not issues of interest for just one country, but an issue for the global community. It is the same with the human trafficking and money laundering, which have always been a multilateral problem. This is why we need stronger cooperation between parliaments. In that sense, the House of Representatives of the Parliamentary Assembly of Bosnia and Herzegovina is available to exchange experience with other parliaments and to act together on various issues in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, let me to use this opportunity to inform you briefly on the security situation in my country, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Because, in my opinion, current situation in Bosnia and Herzegovina is par excellence security issue in my region, Western Balkans region, Southeast Europe, and of course is par excellence security issue for United States and European Union. In Bosnia and Herzegovina, people of different religions and nations live together and building together a society of equal peoples and citizens based on solidarity and mutual respect. Multi-ethnicity is a true code of the Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's exactly that, the greatest value of my homeland, and that is living together with each other, building a state in which different cultures, religions can be together and represent richness, has often been attacked in the long history of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The most difficult and with the hardest consequences in war in the period 1992-1995, including genocide in Srebrenica. As you know, this bloody aggression against the internationally recognized state of Bosnia and Herzegovina was followed by the Dayton Peace Agreement, which brought peace and stability, with a key role of the United States, and it's therefore the greatest diplomatic success of the international community in Europe since the end of the Cold War. Unfortunately, the Dayton Peace Agreement and its key annex, the Bosnia and Herzegovina Constitution, are seriously threatened by the blockage of the Bosnia and Herzegovina institution and the continuous and secessionist threats coming from the Bosnia and Herzegovina entity we called Republika Srpska. The functioning of the Bosnia and Herzegovina presidency, government of the Bosnia and Herzegovina, and parliament of the Bosnia and Herzegovina is blocked. The activities are currently ongoing with the destruction of the Bosnia, with only one goal, the destruction of the Bosnia state. One entity within Bosnia and Herzegovina, called Republika Srpska, wants to abolish the state army and form its own, wants to abolish the intelligence service of the Bosnia and Herzegovina and form its own, and wants to abolish the state court and the state prosecutor office and forms its own. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the beginning of the destruction of the constitutional and legal system of the state of the Bosnia and Herzegovina. Imagine that in your country, some region, canton or province decides to form its own army, its own intelligence service, to issue its own passport, and so on. Of course, you cannot imagine that in any democratic country, and that is exactly what is happening in my country, in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Dissolution and destruction of the Bosnia and Herzegovina and denied Dayton Peace Agreement means opening Pandora's box, not only in the Bosnia and Herzegovina, but in the entire Balkans and even in Europe. Because any peaceful dissolution is not possible in Bosnia and Herzegovina, everyone who seriously deals with the issues of Bosnia and Herzegovina and the Western Balkans knows that. Believe me, my friends, peace and prosperity in Bosnia and Herzegovina and in the Western Balkans means peace and stability throughout Europe, because it is at no one interest to have instability on its border. And the border between Bosnia and Herzegovina in European Union, for example, is 1,000 kilometers long. Therefore, complete domestic and international law is on the side of the state of the Bosnia and Herzegovina, on the side of the preserving its territorial integrity, sovereignty, political independence, and international subjectivity. This is why I urge you to act in sense to preserve peace and stability in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It is necessary to protect the Dayton Agreement and the Constitution, not in the short term and not ad hoc, but it is necessary to act preventively and in the long term. It's necessary to recognize the evil in the time and to oppose it, not with compromise, but with clear and determined resistance. I am a man of peace and dialogue, and I consider dialogue as the best instrument for reaching a solution. But how can I or anyone else explain to Bosnia and Herzegovina citizens that someone can make moves with aim to divide and to distract the constitutional order, and that he will not have any political or legal consequences? Distinguished participants, Bosnia and Herzegovina must be in the focus of an offensive policy that will promote democratic values, Euro-Atlantic integration, and rule of law. The current anti-institutional, anti-constitutional activities must stop immediately, as in a few months it may be too late. I think that this forum is the right place for the democratic world to get acquainted with secessionist activities that lead to the destruction of the state of Bosnia and Herzegovina and possible new conflict. International community have to prevent escalation, have to prevent region slipping back to the conflict. In the end, I want to emphasize, I want to underline that all people in the Bosnia and Herzegovina want to live in peace and secure environment and want to see Bosnia and Herzegovina in the future as a full member of European Union and the NATO. I hope that the United States, once again, together with the partners from European Union, have a leading role in this next processes in my country, in my region. Thank you very much for your attention.